So I did get a request to see how well, Miss Coffee can actually replace Citlali on, Mavuika Melt, in general Melt teams, but, it's not going to be great, obviously. We can all expect this. I mean, we're talking about a character who is made specifically for freeze, and she gets nerfed super heavily by not having other cryo and hydro characters in this team. It's, it's just a thing, right? You're just not going to see, this do a lot here. We're going to see also that she loses a lot of her buffs, right? Now, one thing we can say is that, Miss Coffee would be able to hold her signature weapon and give 32% attack to Mavuika. Then again, Citlali can hold Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayer and give 48% attack to Mavuika. So what we're going to see here is that it's really just not going to be good. I'm just flat out going to tell you, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. This isn't good. There's no reason why you should do this. If you're planning to get Miss Coffee, get her for freeze. But let's say you get Miss Coffee for freeze, but Skirk is next update and you don't have a cryo DPS. Well, you would want to go ahead and try this out. So let's go ahead, I'm just going to try out, the normal rotation I do with, Citlali, right? So we got that. Let's do this. Boom. Okay. It did let us melt, and we were able to do that. Now, that's not entirely, I don't think, a, Citlali only issue there, or not Citlali, Miss Coffee only issue there. Her energy recharge, not the best. You're gonna need quite a bit of energy recharge here, by the way. Just so we're all on the same page, you're gonna need the energy recharge. But I mean, hey, we didn't do awful there, right? We didn't do awful. We had some melts going on for the first little bit. Now, could that just be like, the first half you can get some melts off? Sure, maybe. We'll see. I'm going to do a second rotation specifically for that, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to do this. Here we go. A melt. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I don't know. When considering the amount of buffs that, we got previously with Citlali, I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you guys Citlali. And, because I think what it is, it's not necessarily that Miss Coffee is doing less cryo application. I think they are about the same, at least, right? I think, they work the same. And it's going to be quite a bit, right? So we're going to go ahead, E-skill in there, right? We'll grab this. We'll grab an E-skill with that. We're going to grab this. We're going to grab an E-skill. We're going to grab a Q-skill. And then we're going to go ahead and grab this. Boom. 1.6, 500,000. And then, yeah, I think, yeah. So you can see the same thing just happened with Mavuika or Citlali's team, where we ended up, there was too much pyro on the second half. And that's just something that can happen with Mavuika. Not like something you can't control. It's just something like if you're not really like honed in paying attention, you can mess it up. And that can be an issue that gets caused. But I mean, considering we saw a damage jump of like 500,000 on the initial slash, I think we can, it's safe to say, chat, I think it's safe to say that, Mavuika, she prefers Citlali. It's not, I mean, I started out the video and I told you guys this, right? So it's not great. I think the only time you should do this is if you're literally waiting for Skirk. Like, let's be honest here. We would prefer to get Skirk before Miss Coffee. Don't summon on Miss Coffee if you can't guarantee yourself Skirk afterwards. It's genuinely, don't do it. It's gonna end up badly. So here we are. Let's go ahead and do all of this. Boom. 1.6. There we go. And we'll grab that. And we'll grab this. And yeah, again, yeah. I haven't done Mavuika's rotation in a bit, honestly. I haven't, like, because so many things die before I'm able to do a second rotate. Or not the second rotation. The second half of her first rotation. So many things die before I'm able to do that. So, yeah. We have certainly, showcased, I think, what it's going to end up looking like. Now, there is one other thing we can do. There's one other thing we can do. Let's go ahead and do this. Realistically, you probably are, well, you need, well, no, you have Citlali. So you could probably run Eon-san or Bennett here, right? And that'll work out. But I'm just going to run Shieldon, so we can just run Shieldon instead, because I just feel like that's going to be better. But here we go. We have, two cryo characters here. Let's, not have any sort of issues with that anymore. 100,000 on her burst hit, by the way, right? So let's go ahead. Now, there is a lot. Did we just do one? Well, yeah, we did one. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what I was looking at there, but we did 1.2, which I find funny because, like, that's just Citlali. So, like, this team is better than Bennett? Is that what that means? This team is better than having Bennett here? That's a finding. I don't know what to think of that. That's weird. It's better to have these two characters than to have Bennett. I just realized that buffed Miss Coffee's attack with Thrilling Tales. Great. I feel like that was super weird. So it was better off for us to get Citlali here with the 20% Pyro Shred than Bennett. That's insane. Huh. I mean, whatever. I mean, sure. If we have to kick Bennett off, well, no, we don't have to. I mean, to be fair, looking at this, I mean, Miss Coffee's doing a lot of off-field damage. Is she doing enough to, you know, counteract not having Bennett from Mavuika? No, but she is subsidizing that. That's something I haven't mentioned. So let's go ahead and see this over again, because genuinely, what? 100,000 damage from her burst, right? Sure, I love it. I love it. I love the idea. All right, boom. Okay, no. Okay, I don't know why we saw 1.2. I mean, it's possible that we didn't. I mean, it's we're actually, I don't actually want to say that this team is awful. Like, it's worse, but it's weirdly good, you know? Like, it's weirdly good, because like you're able to just sit there and do whatever you want. Like, you can just charge attack. You don't have to think about anything. It is weirdly good, and I like it. I do. It's a fun meme team, if I were to say anything. It is. That I was not, like, I understood, like, this was going to be better, but it's genuinely just like, oh, now you have cryo applied whenever you need it, and it works. Like, it's not entirely a complete dud of a choice to do. You do have the option that Miss Coffee is just going to be there and help you out. I like that. That's, I don't know. I wasn't expecting that, if I'm being entirely honest. I wasn't, like, expecting it to, because the damage wasn't awful, right? It wasn't, like, we did a lot less damage, but it wasn't, like, I mean, we were killing the capybara. This is, by the way, if I haven't mentioned it. Yeah, it's C2 Mavuika, right? It's C2 R1 Mavuika, but it ain't bad. Like, it's probably worse than her vape team. It's worse than her vape team, I'm pretty sure, because if I were to look at my C2 Mavuika on vape, I'm pretty sure she does 1.2 million damage. So yeah, and that's also, well, yeah, actually, let's go ahead and look at her on vape, because I just said 1.2, and if 1.2 is what she does, then that just means vape is better than having Miss Coffee here. So let's go ahead and check that out. Now, you would want to be using maybe not like Furina here, so this should be 1.2, right? Oh no, just 1 million. Okay, I mean, very similar teams, but you know, I guess Miss Coffee's off-field damage is probably, nah, it wouldn't be more, right? It wouldn't. Nah, the team damage is just more. I don't know, because I mean, I'm looking at the capybara's health to say that, so I don't like have the specific numbers, right? I'm not like, you know, spreadsheet out, you know, looking at, you know, every single integer of damage that we're doing to the capybara and checking the damage. But you know, the Miss Coffee, the double cryo Miss Coffee team did do more damage, and I mean, there's not really another way around that. So I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna try this again, because I do feel like that was a little low. So let's go ahead and let's see. Let's go ahead, Q, boom, yes, all right, okay, all right, okay, come on. No, 1.8, yeah, or 1.08, right? So it's like that, and then you have all this, and then we'll have that, and then yeah. I mean, it's not bad. It's not, yeah, and then there you took true damage. So technically, it's a little tough. I'm not gonna like definitively say which one's better, but they are very, well, I mean, we did more damage on the cryo team, right? And Citlali or Miss Coffee would be doing, you know, around, well, she isn't getting any of the damage support, so it's a little tough. It's a little tough, but the double cryo team, I think, is better overall. I think it is better, so yeah, I mean, it works. It's whatever. If you don't want to use Bennett, then Miss Coffee can replace him. It's, you know, it's an option. It is. Like, it's not an option I would ever run. I mean, well, I wouldn't say that. It's an option I would run if I was specifically, like, going into a moment where it's like, I just want to, you know, do a fun, dumb team and have double cryo Mavuika. That's when I would run it, because it's a fun team. It's not a good team, right? But I mean, it's tough to have a bad Mavuika team because she does so much damage, right? The only, like, true, I think you could say bad Mavuika team is, like, the full free-to-play team with only 4 stars, right? But then again, you still have Eon-san and Bennett at this point with Kachina. It's, yeah. Well, no, well, you would have Eon-san, Bennett, and then, you know, Fiorina or something, right? I mean, or something, like, along the lines of that. But yeah, I would not, you know, say this is awful. Though, like, we still did good damage. Like, it wasn't like I saw... I mean, my C2R1 Mavuika on the Citlali team can do 5 million damage, right? And we were about probably a million damage off of that. But that's still 4 million damage, right? If we were to say that, that's pretty good, right? That's, like, even if... Because you take away the C2 Mavuika, then it just goes down, and you're just looking at, you know... I don't know, 3.7 million damage or 2.7 million damage or whatever. Whatever amount of damage you're going to do. And then you look at the double cryo team, and it's lower, obviously, but it's not, I don't know, would it be that much lower? Mavuika adds a set amount of damage, so it's been interesting to see this. Certainly. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.